Welcome back, everybody, to another cryptocurrency news article. This one comes out of the Nasdaq, and can DeFi fill the vacuum left by FTX? Question mark. Well, I think so, but let's hear what Nick Saponaro, CEO of decentralized payment platform provider Divvy Labs, has to say about it. So here we go. As FTX fell last November, trading volumes on decentralized exchanges began to peak. They tripled on Uniswap, one of the world's largest and most trusted DEXs, to $4.2 billion, while the total across the industry hit $107 billion, an increase of 110%. Now, this was to be expected as the ground opened beneath Sam Bankman-Fried and his reckless and fraudulent centralized exchange. Users fled the sinking ship and made their way to the relatively safe haven of the cryptosphere. I say relative because DEXs are not without their issues. And security is priority number one. From the Ronin network hack to the wormhole bridge, by exploiting vulnerabilities in smart contracts, hackers have cost users billions of dollars in 2022 alone. Now, to overcome these issues, code must be held to a higher standard. Rooting out vulnerabilities is critical, as is ensuring services are robust, test-driven, and scalable. However, it isn't only smart contract code that requires immediate attention. It's also the rules that govern the exchange use, which is also open to exploits. As with the recent Mango DEX scam, a bad actor drained $100 million of users' assets from liquidity pool by exploiting a loophole in the exchange's rules. Now, ultimately, these technical issues can and will be ironed out compared to the seasoned professionals who built the mainstream services that are now ubiquitous in our daily lives. Now, DeFi devs are relatively immature. By implementing development standards from the traditional world, developers and the DEXs they support will be better equipped to defend against exploits. Once done, vulnerabilities in the code and the rules that underpin user activity will have much tighter controls. In addition, DEXs will likely be regulated to a degree and subject to some form of KYC compliance. Now, my younger self would adore the thought of KYC applied to decentralized services, but the older, more weathered me understands that compromises will be needed to ensure an alternative financial system that can rise. I'm willing to give up privacy if it means maintaining financial sovereignty. I recently ran a poll on Twitter confirming many others are too. Now, rooting out the rug pulls. Two further factors must be addressed before DEXs can be established as the successor to the centralized exchange crown. That of the stability and usability, let's look at stability first and the need for greater sustainability in the underlying tokenomics of a decentralized exchange. Whereas traditional centralized exchange will have a variety of profit centers, streams of income, and the ability to take on debt based on their balance sheets, their decentralized counterparts do not share in this luxury. Decentralized exchanges are just that, decentralized. As such, their primary revenue stream comes from collecting fees from trades and on the liquidity pools and staking yields generated by users of the platform. In some cases, DEXs also have their own token, which can earn the platform yield through staking or by taking profits when said tokens increase in value. Because of this dichotomy of incentives, when platform operators are at risk of serious losses, it is not common for them to pull the rug by withdrawing and selling all assets under their ownership, which in most cases is the majority of the liquidity on the platform. Now, a report published by blockchain research company Chain Analysis found that rug pull scams were responsible for more than $2.8 billion in illicit activity in 2021, and that 37% of all crypto-related scams were in DeFi. In fact, rug pulls are so prevalent, entire websites devoted to helping users to navigate the relative safeness of DEXs have appeared. Now, to ensure users feel safe using DEXs, they must be convinced that the underlying platform token is secured by sustainable economics and not Ponzi-onomics. Now, this can only happen when the platform can sustain itself without having to leverage the assets on the platform or perform actions / make sudden decisions that make those assets more volatile than they already are. This leads us to a new category emerging in crypto, real fi, which refers to using real-world assets to subsidize a platform's stability. Real fi happens when the business behind the DEX is built on a solid foundation of assets that do not rely on the exchange to grow in value and are not subject to the volatility of the crypto sphere. For example, when the DEX is just one product in a suite of services, like Divi, which has multiple revenue streams generated from building its own product and white label partnerships. Similar to investing in traditional enterprises, this type of sustainable structure is something in which investors in decentralized businesses will also be focused. Right now, DeFi is not a significant enough revenue driver for it to be a self-sustaining entity, but it could be a consequential part of a larger organization. It's a sentiment we've already seen gaining momentum in the NFT space. Now, after calamitous loss in the value of the NFT industry, the owner of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, announced that he had divested 60% of his stake in Candy, saying it has become clear that NFTs are unlikely to be sustainable or profitable as a standalone business, and we believe digital products will have more value and utility when connected to physical collectibles to create the best experience for collectors. Now, attracting the mainstream user, the complexity of using decentralized services combined with speed, convenience are the key factors that drew users to centralized exchanges in the first place. To become a viable alternative for the mainstream, the final piece in the DEX's puzzle is usability. The stability of both coins and the services on which they are built will only be achieved through mass adoption, but mass adoption can only happen when things are made simple and straightforward. The challenge with many of the platforms that have come before is they were built for people who both enjoyed and had the insight, understanding, and technical prowess to take part in the thermodynamic Ponziomics and game theory that these platforms were built on. But what about mainstream users? Who wants to trade crypto or take some leverage on the crypto they already own? Today, no money manager will advise our clients to jump into the DeFi in its current state. For that, it needs to be elevated. So that's useful to everyone with service that can be accessed via the click of one button and can be used as an instrument for sustainable yield versus just being a crazy bet. The last point opens up the debate around what truly is the intention of crypto. The question we must all answer is this: is it somewhere that people willing to take on the risk and volatility can make significant gains, or are we trying to build something that will benefit humanity? So yeah, that's truly it. But that is the questions we must ask. Again, I'd say again, the question we must all answer is this: is it somewhere that people willing to take on the risk and volatility can make a significant gains, or are we really trying to build something that will benefit humanity? And it should always go for the second one. Are we trying to build something that will benefit the humanity? Sure, we all want the first one too. We want to take on the risk, get some gains in the future. But again, that can't be it. It has to be about helping humanity in the long run as well. So yeah, but great article there. Like there's still issues with DeFi, and hopefully we can solve them. Divi DeFi is actually coming soon, and hopefully they solve some of the issues around this. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the real fi, like you said, like some like real assets along with the situation. So interesting. But yeah, that was a good article. I thought so. Maybe a little long, but it was still good. Very informative. If you guys liked it too, don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. And until next time, the Crypto Sherpa is out.